Hey, coaches, Coach E here. In today's show, I'll be taking a look at how to use the spacing concept in 8-man. Like always, I'll walk through the route combos from a couple different formations. First, I want to break down the spacing concept. So overall, it's called spacing because the idea behind it is to keep your wide receivers evenly spaced against the zone coverage and just attack the open spot. Against man, though, you'll see a lot of early crossing action like you can see here by the T and the X and the F and the Y, because against man, that's going to create natural rub routes, right? Or not natural rubs, as in, people running into each other. So the spacing play I'll talk about specifically today is out of some empty formations in 8-man. Actually, one of them is going to be an ace formation, and they're both more situational short yardage plays. But overall, this spacing concept is an extremely difficult play to defend, especially if the defense is sitting in man coverage down near the goal line, because the basic curl flat combos like this are really going to stretch the defense horizontally, especially against a tight receiver set, which works even better, like you can see here. Okay, so now let me switch over to the huddle playbook, and let's take a look at the spacing concept from an empty formation first. Okay, so we'll start here in a double twins, double wing, actually. So a tight double twins or a tight double wing, whatever you want to call it. And I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how a team is going to line up to this. They might line it up like that with the DNs head up with the wings, or they might widen them out and put them over top of the X and the Y because it's the end man on the line of scrimmage, and there's only like probably a 2-yard gap in between them. So they might do something like that. So I'll leave it for that for now. Okay. So here is the play. Let's say they're in zone first. So here's the route combo. Again, it's just a curl flat, double curl flat combo. So these two are running some inside curls or some snags. And these guys are basically running like an out route, and they can hitch it up also on the outside. But obviously, if they're open early, the quarterback's going to get them the ball quick. All right, this actually might be a little too deep. I might have put them both a little too deep. Let's see it one more time. Yes, so it should be more like 1 to 2 yards. All right, so there's the one. I'm right at the 1 yard, 1 yard deep. Okay. So there we go. Here's our spacing concept. And now let's say they're in cover 3 zone. So they're a 3-2 team that runs a lot of cover 3 zone or just straight up zone. So if he's dropping to his third, he's going to sit at 6 to 7 to 8 yards, somewhere in there. He'll likely end up having to come up a little bit. He's going to do the same. He's going to do the same. Most defenses, if they're well coached, which most are, they're going to come up. Well, they're going to drop to their zone first. Then when they realize what's going on, obviously then they'll come up and try to make a play. But in this case, if you have the ball here at the 20-yard line like it's showing, then this would be more of a second and third medium to short yardage situation where it's not a do or die, situation for the defense. They don't have to get a stop. So let's say they're still sitting in their zone, cover 3 zone. And so if that's the case, then now you're really putting a lot of pressure on these linebackers right here. They're the flat defenders in this case. So they're going to have to choose between the snag here, the quick snag by the tight end, or the flat route by the wing. And so if that's the case, we really like our chances. We're making it a 2-on-1 situation. He's got to choose where he's going with the ball. And as well as if the F comes out here, he might bump into the D end or whatever. And that's going to give our quarterback even more time as well, because this guard has got some traffic going on in front of him before he gets there. But anyways, so there you go. That's it. It basically just be snagged flat on the side that he liked better pre-snap compared to what he's seeing with the linebackers. All right, so now let's do this, though. Let's change it down to a goal line situation. All right, and let me get all this. I thought I could take it off there at the goal. Okay, I'll have to delete these. No, let's just move. So if the defense in this situation, the defense is probably going to be something like that. Those are the DNs. These are the guys manning up on your receivers, and you'll have the linebacker in the middle. Something like that. If it's a short yardage situation, it's probably going to look a little similar to this defensively. And let's go through the man assignments here real quick. Oops. Man assignments, manned up there, manned up there, manned up there, and manned up there. All right. So you can see it's going to create some natural rubs if they truly don't do any sort of switch switch zone or switch man defense. All right. Now, if they do some switch man, the ball's just got to be out quick. There's still going to be some sort of a delay because they're checking it off to see what they're doing. All right. So that's why we really like this play. It's quick. It's easy. You're putting some conflict on the defenders. Obviously, they got to choose what they're going to do. And especially in this goal line situation, they got to think real fast. All right. Now, let me change over to an ace formation at the goal line and let's run the same play. Now, an ace, the reason why I would do this is because now the defense thinks you're a little more predictable. You have a back end, you have a tight end. You only have 3 eligible receivers at the line. So in this case, it's going to look a little bit, you're going to look a little bit more predictable. Okay. So here's what we got going on here. Okay, that's basically it. So we've got three defenders evenly spacing the end zone, evenly spaced out, and we got a flat route from the running back. Now, in this case, let's say they're manned up because a lot of teams are going to do that down at the goal line. He'd be manned up here. Excuse me. He would be manned up here. He's probably more than likely manned up to the back out and manned up there. Okay. And so what's going on here is if you can get your Y to run basically right at the linebacker and then snag behind him after he makes his decision of what he's doing, that's also going to be that natural rub and help the tailback get open into the flat if the linebacker is defending him. Now, if they switch it and the linebacker defends the Y, now he's going to read that. He can just sit down behind him. And once again, now you have a potential rub route out here with the F coming in to pick the safety if he's covering him out of it. So once again, you got a couple looks of potential rubs to create a collision by the defenders and basically get a guy open. So there you go. That's the basic rundown of running a couple spacing concepts near the goal line here in 8-man. Now I'm going to end with this. A look at how Kentucky ran spacing concept last year versus LSU. So in this situation, you can see the number 1 receiver on the right. He's running the snag route against LSU's man coverage. This is going to create the rub that leaves the number 2 receiver wide open in the flat. All right, so there it is. You'll have to see it here on the rewind again. But he just rubs him and runs into him enough right there that the defender's way too late getting out there in the flat route by the running back in the wing position is wide open. So the backside actually has the same action with 2 hitches going on evenly spaced to open up the field as much as possible. But he never has to look that way because he finds his first progression read wide open in the flat for the touchdown. Here's one more angle of the same exact play. And there you can see once again, top number 1 receiver runs a little snag and ends up running into the guy, creating that nice easy rub, wide open touchdown. So there you go. There's a look at how Kentucky used the spacing concept last season. And if you're interested in this, definitely check it out. Go look at multiple teams run this, not just Kentucky, but I really liked how they did it near the goal line. So that's why I wanted to use them for today's video. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap up today's episode of the spacing concept. Remember, if you guys have any questions for me, be sure to comment your question in this video. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, remember, click subscribe, please. It helps out my channel as well as gives me more views and resubmits the video to the top of the feed for everyone else to see. And also check out any other previous videos here. Remember, it's all free again. And like always, guys, thanks for watching.